everybody, I'm Ellen Bass. I'm one of the co-authors of Students Go Gourmet, a new cookbook out, and this is my co-author, my niece, Sophia Khan.
Hi everyone.
We are so happy to be here today, and we're going to show you a very simple recipe. This is pesto mac and cheese, and basically we're just going to be making a homemade pesto for you today. We're going to be pouring it over fettuccine because I think that's the best combination is pesto and fettuccine. So what we have for our ingredients, number one, we've got a pound of fettuccine that's already been cooked, and just cook according to the package directions. I always like to cook my pasta 1 or 2 minutes less because I like my pasta al dente, which just means to the tooth or a little bite in Italian. And then for classic pesto, and this is actually our recipe, but this is most classic pestos, you've got 2 cups of basil, fresh basil leaves, which
smells so amazing.
Smell good.
I love the basil.
I've got 2 garlic cloves. You can add more if you want, but I like 2. I've got 1/2 cup of olive oil, good olive oil when you're making extra virgin good olive oil when you're making homemade pesto. And then I've got 1/2 cup of Parmesan cheese, again good Parmesan Reggiano would be the best. And then 1/4 cup of wonderful pine nuts, which are so healthy and so good for you. So Sophia, if you would help me do this very simple pesto,
I'd be happy to.
why don't we first let's get these guys kind of zhuzhed, because that way if they go in first, then they'll get completely minced. We're going to mince our garlic. I just like to pulse it to make sure we get everything minced really nicely, and then we add the rest of our ingredients, and it just takes really just a minute. Okay, let's get that beautiful basil. Basil is one of the healthiest herbs on earth, and actually it comes from the Greek, and the word in Greek is meaning king or lord. So that lets you kind of tells you what the Greeks thought about this herb thousands of years ago. Exactly, and it's just packed with antioxidants and anti-inflammatory, antibacterial. It's just, they used it for medicinal purposes in ancient times. It's fabulous. And pine nuts are also interesting. Pine nuts come from pine trees, and they come from northern pine trees, way northern Canada, Siberia, and actually the Himalayas, in Pakistan and in Afghanistan and in India. And now everything's in there. I'm going to give it 1 or 2 little pulses, and then we're going to slowly, pour the oil while I'm pulsing. You ready?
Here we go. And you can double the batch. So you can basically just double the ingredients. You'll have double the amount, and you can have some leftovers. You can put it over steamed vegetables. You can have it on a panino. You can make a nice grilled cheese sandwich with some fresh pesto in it. And there are lots of ways to kind of do a variation on this classic theme. So you could add arugula and pistachio nuts if you want to. That's one of the classics. Yeah. Some people love to use walnuts. You can add a little bit of dill in there if you're going to serve it with some fish. Really whatever you like to make. But this is sort of the classic base recipe, so we wanted to just show you how to do that.
Some people will thin it out with a little bit of pasta water, but I don't really like to do that. I've done that before, and it just makes it too thin. I really want to taste my pesto, and I want it to be really just powerful, strong, and delicious.
Look at how vibrant and beautiful
and look at how beautiful that color is. And then basically we're just going to mix up.
Let's move this over here.
Our fettuccine. You can use any pasta you want, but we just like fettuccine with our pesto.
Yeah, you can use elbow mac and cheese, sort of a classic, and you've got the parm in there for the cheese. You can add Asiago or Fontina.
Sure, absolutely.
Great. And you really don't need any salt because the Parmesan has such a nice salty flavor on its own. So
exactly. Yes, no, we don't add any salt. It's beautiful.
Look at how beautiful that is.
That's it, easy. Homemade pesto, enjoy.